Yo, it's Jesse with Bowman Land Clearing. So today we got something a little different. I wish I could get more of these kind of jobs, not necessarily what they lost, but you'll see when we get there. The hardest thing I have figured out is working by myself. I don't want to tow extra attachments because my Paladin grapple is heavy. If you've got one or you've got these, I mean, look at that. These things are heavy. I don't know if it tells you the weight of it. Yeah, right here, 1293 is what the weight of that. And I mean, almost 1,300 pounds. That's a lot of weight, and that's more you're carrying. And the bucket weighs pretty good bit itself. So this is my 30-foot trailer hooked to the 250. I love these triple axles. This is what I first started in, and then I had those well-on ramps. And then these are brand new tires. Slick. So these are brand new. So the front ones are the ones that take the most drag. But I put new mulching knives on it, and then so that way when I got ready to start a mulching job, then we'd have it. So everything's slowed down to the point where I'm seeing a lot of people that used to be super busy start posting about, you know, if everybody's slow too as well, blah blah, this and that. If you're in this work, you've noticed slow down. So I'm trying to figure out the best route because my machine's so heavy. I want to hook to the gooseneck, or the gooseneck to the 450, because when I drive up on it, it don't pick it up like the 250 does. So this one holds it down. So I ain't figured out if I wanted to put chains and pick it up and then drive it up on there with the bucket and the grapple, but that's just that much more weight on the end of that, which you could break the attachment off. So I'd rather not. So I'd like just to keep enough weight on it, but without having to take this off and put everything on there. So I thought about putting the bucket in the grapple and then putting this somewhere. That's just it. I don't know, because I need all three of these possibly. So, but that's about almost 3 minutes of talking. So I'm gonna sit here think for a minute. And we've had a lot of rain. You can see right here we have semis come in to put feed in their chicken houses, or my dad's chicken houses, and it ruts it out. So it's just a muddy mess. So we've had rain all this week, like every other day, and then rain 3/4 of the day. So anyway, 3 minutes of talking. Just gonna try to figure this out real quick to figure out the best route, and probably put the grapple or the bucket on there, and then I could push the bucket by myself. It's heavy, but I could push it by myself and then just grapple that. That way I ain't gotta, I'm gonna go ahead and take the hoses off. That way I ain't gotta deal with them when I get there. All right, so after using all my energy and muscle strength, I put it right here, so I had to scoot all this way, and boy am I wore out already. I'd love to have a hydraulic dovetail, but anyway, so we got the mulcher hooked back up to it with the hoses off, and then I got a chain on the grapple piece, so it'll be a lot easier to get off. But we're just gonna try to push this up on the neck, get the airbags inflated where I think I need them, and then we'll go from there. So next step is to go get some fuel and get to the job site. So that's another probably about 45 minutes. So let's go ahead and load up and chain down, and because the cops are pretty bad. It's getting close to the 4th of July. So we're going to go ahead and get all this done. I think next week is the week of 4th of July, I think. I don't even know what day it is. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and load up, chain down, and get on rolling. All right, so the 450 is absolutely loaded. We got her how I need it. I parked a little bit further back just because we've got all that extra weight up there on the truck, and then we got the weight on the back tandem, but it's enough to where we got up here to make up for it. So I put this a little bit higher up here. She definitely tooting. So, but anyway, see if I can't sling a rod out of this thing. So, yep. So I guess we'll go grab some fuel, grab some breakfast, because I never eat every morning. So when I'm turning wrenches, I get to about 9 o'clock and I'm about to pass out. So I'm definitely hungry as always. So my plan is with this, probably fix up some stuff. I've had this trailer forever. This was actually when we did some upgrades to our chicken houses. Dad had some left over, and then I bought the rest of what he had. And I busted a few of them. Some of them curled up and just popped out. So then I had these kits. I think it's like 350 bucks for these kits. So and I bought those, and then I built these little to make it nice, little chute there. But anyway, we're gonna try to fix this up and then pressure wash it, clean it up, and see, just grease everything, get everything ready, because I'm gonna try to sell this. That way I could put a motor in this jalop. But anyway, we're gonna try to do what we can do, get some money rolling in, and let's head to the job. All right, so some of you know, once I turn around, you've seen some of it. I pulled everything up here. Before I got married, I was kind of going back and forth with living at my parents' place, which they have chicken houses, so they got 2 different houses because they had to get a loan to get the chicken houses, and then you have to be within 15 minutes with chicken houses to get there for emergencies or any issues, being kind of close by. Well, I was transitioning like to moving in with my fiance at the time, and then we was going back and forth, and I was, you know, staying here, and then I was going back to her place and staying, and then I moved in but didn't move everything. So you can kind of see stuff's growed up. There's my semi, my lovely semi, and then so I went back to being a diesel mechanic. I worked on semis for a living before I did this, and you know, I was working 7 days a week, and then I got a phone call, which I come up every day to check it because I was coming from Tennessee, coming back up to Alabama to go back home, because it was over roughly an hour and 10-minute ride every day. Got a phone call one morning, said the house burnt down. So we had a storm, and all I know is I got a phone call at 9 o'clock, said that the house caught fire, burnt completely down. We come up here and looked at it. You know, once they have a fire, they investigate it, and you know, they gave us the okay to go ahead and start cleaning up everything I owned, from business to, you know, I mean, I lived here, so excuse me. And of course, I took my insurance off of it because I didn't need it. So the little Ford Ranger that I had, the front got melted, this got hot. I would imagine everything else got hot. You can kind of see it started melting up, this, melt all that. There's a little Ford emblem. So what we're doing is we're going to rip up all the columns, and then we'll try to, my dad wants to keep all the nails and stuff up there. so it's a little bit more frustrating because there's not mini X in here too as well. So like and all that, my parents said to get some of it out so that way they can remember what they had. There's so much insulation, and he said he's wanting to get all the metal out and get all the chunks and stuff like that, and then we're going to take and get everything cleaned up and pushed in that lower hole right there for the basement and pack it down. So it's just I'm needing the bucket and the grapple at the same time, so may have to call my uncle to bring his little mini X up here so that way I can get it cleaned up a little better. So we'll see what we can do, because septic tank's right there, and we had an old one put right there because it was a system that had to pump up to another one, and then it went out and it was like 700 bucks or $1,000 or something like that back when it first came out or something. But us country folks do what we gotta do. It's just a mess because we had all that rain too, so it's a nightmare. Well, I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. And I'm ADHD and ADD, so I go all over the place. I came down here to see if I couldn't, because our basement was on the low end down here, so I can just kind of go in there and start cleaning it up. So what I'm trying to do is make my way in here and grab some of this wire and just like little metal stuff, because I mean you don't want to try to push down that and pack. We're trying to clean it out and sift it through to where we can recycle everything and take it where it needs to go. So that way I was trying to grab these walls and pull them out of the way, but I don't want to pull them out too far where we'll have nails everywhere. But I plan on getting the dozer out here and slicking it up, and then we're going to make it more level, because we had like when it rained, that lower side down there between the barn and that old chicken pen way down there always stayed wet. So we're going to try to slick it up to where it don't have any valleys, or it just where it holds water. So but I'm gonna try to clean some of this out, get all the metal out, and then make sure we get the foundation where we had a French drain and all that, so we got to clean all that up. But looking good. I'm making my way down that way, so that way I can kind of come in here and grab all this tin, because I forgot how big the roof was. But gotta clean all this up, try to clean that. I'll just go ahead and show you. So my plan is to come in here and get some of this metal like right here, and this is where I had all my tools. We had like batteries, we had battery like pretty much just stations for everything. Everything was set up how I wanted to for a shop, but it was on their basement, and it was also our storm shelter. So I'm gonna get in here and try to rip some of this out, and then my next plan is to, well, we started digging to finish the rock, but you know how that goes. But yeah, my plan is to push this side of the way, kind of push everything back up. So we just a little slow at a time. If I had a big machines, it'd be all right, but I'm saving my parents some money, I guess, in a way. But they also want me to do it that way they know it's right, done right. So we're just gonna keep on going. Yeah, definitely got a lot right here. It's just frustrating because I need to get the tin out, but I'm crushing the stuff on top of it, and it's been rutted out and stuff, and the pipings and everything's hung in together. So definitely gonna have to have a dozer come in and get some of the, and then the excavator to dig up the block foundation. But it won't take long to crush up the concrete and stuff. It's always something. My plan was to get the tin out, but it's not working out like I want it to. So I think if I can get in here and get this wall pulled out, because we got concrete down in here and all that rain we got, so there's a lot of water down in there. So if I can break it off, then I can get in there with the grapple. So we'll see what we got.